What the pundits, Erik Ten Hag and Rasmus Hojlund, have said after the Galatasaray debacle. Manchester United manager Erik Ten Hag has indicated he will not drop Andre Onana after his latest blunder in the Champions League defeat to Galatasaray. With the game deadlocked at 2-2, Onana's careless pass was intercepted and Casemiro felled Dries Mertens to concede a penalty and receive a second yellow card. Onana led in saveable shots against Nottingham Forest and Brighton prior to his howler in the Champions League loss at Bayern Munich last month, but Ten Hag suggested he will not turn to second-choice goalie Altay Bayindir against Brentford on Saturday. Ten Hag touted Onana's Champions League record with Ajax and Inter Milan. "We are happy with our goalkeeping group, definitely with Andre, and Andre was in one semi-finals of the Champions League. Last season he was in a final of the Champions League. He has the capabilities to be one of the best goalkeepers in the world. He showed that and he will do. We have already seen in games his great capabilities, also his personality after he made a mistake. He will bounce back and I'm sure he will do in the coming games as well." United's knack for conceding quickly after scoring continued as Galatasaray equalized within 6 minutes and 4 minutes of Rasmus Hojlund's goals either side of half-time. Arsenal and Bayern Munich had responded swiftly to United scoring in their defeats last month, and Ten Hag conceded it as a pressing issue. "That is a fair point," he added, "that we have to keep even more that first focus, concentration, but also take more control of the game by being even more compact in possession, keeping more of the ball in such moments after you score a goal or after you concede a goal. You have to take more control and see what the opponent is going to do. Then take advantage, because always when you score a goal an opponent will give away more spaces, clear. When you concede a goal, they will come even more to go for a second, so if you know that, then take more control of the game." Paul Scholes on his part, details worry over Manchester United player after defeat versus Galatasaray. Paul Scholes is concerned about the fitness levels of Raphael Varane following another tough night for the defender in Tuesday's defeat against Galatasaray. "I do worry about Varane a bit," Scholes told TNT Sports after the defeat. "I know he's been one of the very best defenders around, just like Rio Ferdinand was, in that same ilk at Real Madrid, but I just feel like his legs are looking a little bit sluggish. He's a bit unfit, and I'd be really worried about him." Defeat on Tuesday was United's 6th in just 10 matches across all competitions, signaling their worst start to a season for 37 years. It was also the first time they have lost their first 2 Champions League matches. Ten Hag rebuked questions regarding his future during the post-game press conference, and despite a dismal start, Scholes doesn't believe the Dutchman's job is under pressure. "It doesn't really feel like that to me," the former Reds midfielder added. "He had a really good first year, a couple of players who weren't right for the team, he's been unlucky with injuries as well." Rasmus Hojlund had his say by identifying the club's biggest problem after the defeat. He thinks Manchester United need to stop conceding so quickly after they've scored in matches this season. Hojlund scored 2 goals on the night, but it wasn't enough to help his teammates avoid a shock defeat. He spoke after the game in an interview with MUTV and admitted he had mixed emotions after the result. He also stated United must stop conceding quickly after scoring themselves, something which Christian Eriksen highlighted when asked about the team's problems in an earlier post-match interview. "It's a little bit difficult," he said. "I feel happy and not happy at the same time. Of course, it's not about the individual performance, it's about getting the 3 points, and at the moment we're not good enough. We need to remember we can't concede goals right after we score. We've had a few games now where that's happened. We need to go back, analyze that tomorrow and talk about it in the group. It's a tough period, but we need to stick together. That's the only way we'll get out of it. We need to get some points now if we want to play Champions League after the group stage. I'm looking forward to playing against FC Copenhagen because it's my former club and my brothers are playing there. I have a big heart for Copenhagen, but I play for Manchester United and we need to get some points." Talking to MUTV for his post-match interview, and the club's broadcaster asked him about his first goal, which saw Rashford play a cross into the box and the young centre-forward powerfully head into the back of the net. Hojlund called it a signature Rasmus goal, and he sent a message to Rashford about being available to link up on the pitch. "It's about getting in the box," he said. "I always try to get into dangerous positions, and today I got the ball 3 times, if you count the offside as well. So yes, I've been bought to score goals and I'm happy to get 2 more today. But again, if we talk about Marcus, we try to talk to each other and he knows I'm going to be there. He knows I can keep up with his pace when we go on the counter, and we saw a glimpse of that today. It was a good feeling. Scoring at the Stretford end. It was an incredible goal. I like to call that a signature Rasmus goal, running a lot on the left side, so yes, it was nice. On Dimitar Berbatov's part, he agrees with Rio Ferdinand on Manchester United's biggest problem. He pinpointed a lack of leadership as the reason for Manchester United's recent defensive woes. I think now that Man United's goalkeeper and defenders are making the same mistakes, Berbatov told Betfair. The defensive line is out of shape from time to time, the communication isn't there and the leadership isn't there. You look at Raphael Varane, who has won pretty much everything. He needs to be a commanding figure in the team, but he's struggling as well. The goalkeeper and defense need to have each other's backs right now because they're all making mistakes and it needs to be corrected as soon as possible. When you play for Man United, you must be a leader in your own way. Everyone must also take responsibility and ownership of their mistakes. When it comes to the big clubs, there will always be a certain few players that are always highlighted. A team is one machine, so when the team isn't playing well, your star players will suffer too. The whole Man United team is suffering right now. Even if you're doing everything to correct things, if the results aren't there, you can sometimes overdo things which will lead to even more mistakes. Man United players are in a vicious cycle and will wonder how to get out of it, but the only way to do that is the next game. Furthermore, he identifies Andre Onana's biggest problem at Manchester United. Dimitar Berbatov believes that Andre Onana's overconfidence is causing him problems in the early weeks of his Manchester United career. It's been a tough start at United for Onana, who arrived in a £47.2 million deal in the summer. The Cameroon international has shown moments of brilliance in keeping the ball out of the net and then using it effectively, but rash moments have also been regular, and Tuesday's defeat was his worst night yet. The goalkeeper position is a difficult, strange, and sensitive one. Goalkeepers are a different breed in a way, Berbatov told Betfair. Onana is going to be the number one, for sure. But his confidence is causing him to make mistakes. You can see that from his body language against Galatasaray. Sometimes, he forgets that he's playing smart players. Other players will be studying how Onana plays, and they will bait him into playing certain passes. That's exactly what happened against Galatasaray. He needs to maintain his confidence but tone it down a bit and think more about who you're playing and how they're playing. I've watched Onana play before, and he's always been the same, and I like that. Nowadays, you must play out from the back, so it's good to have Onana because he's good with the ball at his feet. Having said that, I've played football myself, and confidence can sometimes play tricks on you and cause you to make mistakes. Man United signed Onana for a reason. He's a great goalkeeper and he'll continue to play the way he has been because Erik Ten Hag loves that type of football. Rio Ferdinand slams embarrassing Man United after schoolboy defending versus Galatasaray. Rio Ferdinand has accused Manchester United of defending like schoolboys in their shocking home defeat by Galatasaray. Former United centre-back, Ferdinand, was furious with what he saw from his old club, calling out Diogo Dalot, Raphael Varane, Victor Lindelof and Amrabat for their performances. You've got to give Galatasaray credit because they kept themselves in the game, and when the chances came their way, they punished Man United, he said on TNT Sports. But that was a serious rollercoaster of emotions for me because at one moment, I'm sat there thinking about how we look like a unit, cohesive and a team with shared potential, something to be positive about. And then the next, I have my head in my hands because there's a lack of organization, there's no leadership, there's nothing defensively. As a kid, you're told that you're the most vulnerable after just scoring, and that happened twice tonight. We fell asleep. At times, it looked far too easy and they went through us like a hot knife through butter, and it's embarrassing. This is the Champions League, it's not school football or anything. The lack of positional awareness, spatial awareness, at this level you'll be punished for that, and they were tonight. He also echoed the concern regarding United's lack of leadership. He insisted Tuesday's issues were symptomatic of a team lacking in communication and cohesion. You do have shaky moments in games, and you do need organizers at the back, whether that be the goalkeeper or the center halves who talks and communicates, he told TNT Sports. In two of those goals especially, there was zero leadership, no control of the situation. Fans, this is Arise United Devils. If you enjoyed this video, smash the subscribe button and hit the like button and the notification bell so that you are the first to receive new videos when they drop in this channel.